Cześć, z tej strony Łukasz Gołębiowski. Jesteśmy właśnie, jak zresztą widzicie za mną, w polskiej siedzibie Microsoftu, gdzie jako jedyni w Polsce mieliśmy okazję porozmawiać z Nickiem Parkerem, jedną z ważniejszych osób w całej korporacji. Zadaliśmy mu kilka pytań nie tylko o Windowsa 10, ale także i o sprzęcie, nad jakim Microsoft obecnie pracuje. Zobaczcie, co nam powiedział. Good morning, Nick. First of all, I would like to say that we really do appreciate the fact that we have a chance to speak with you. But let's just skip the small talk and go straight to the questions. And there are a lot of them, to be honest. The first one is kind of obvious, but important nonetheless. The June 29th is coming, and it's a huge, incredibly important date for Microsoft. The possibility of free upgrade to Windows 10 is slowly coming to an end. And the initial plan was to transition afterwards to the normal sale, right? But maybe something has changed in that matter. Are you guys considering any different alternatives, any different scenarios, maybe prolonging the deadline? So basically, what happens next with Windows 10?
Well, we offered a year. It's a good question, Luke, because we offered a year of the free upgrade to Windows 10. And so on July 29, that upgrade will transition to normal sale. There is no change in the plan. That is the day. So what I would say is to everyone there, and obviously to everyone that you talk to, upgrade to Windows 10 now while it's free. Now, of course, when you then go past that date, past July 29, then you will be able to get it by buying the normal upgrade through one of our retail partners or online. So there's no change in the date, and now is the time to get your Windows 10 upgrade.
Okay, and by the way, are you guys satisfied or pleased with how Windows 10 has been adopted as it's approached its first anniversary? Are you surprised by its popularity, or were you expecting better numbers? And what are you guys going to do with people who are still afraid of switching to Windows 10 for whatever reasons they have? If the free upgrade wasn't enough, how are you planning to convince them to make the so-called right choice?
Yeah, actually, we're very happy with the adoption rate of Windows 10, and I think it's public knowledge. You know, we're well over 250 million, sort of heading towards the 300 million, active users of Windows 10, and it's the fastest growing adoption of all time of all our operating systems. So we're actually very happy. Obviously, the free upgrade helps, but also so do the new Windows 10 PCs we sell to consumers and businesses. So that's all very, very good. In fact, you know, a lot of what we see in now the selling seasons where you see devices that are uniquely designed with new Windows 10 features are one of the things that's actually helping that momentum pick up. And that's just as important for business as it is for consumers. So it's new devices with great Windows 10, what we call the hero features. It's what's kind of building it as some of those Windows 8 PCs that were being upgraded as that kind of number drops down and more new Windows 10 PCs come up. These new designs are really what's sort of giving the momentum in both business and consumer.
Okay, that's great. And the next question is, in recent years, Microsoft has proved that the Windows is no longer basically a traditional OS. It's something more like a universal platform. And of course, it's too early to jump into the final conclusions, but do you think that somehow, some way, the multi-platform OS will in the future redefine how the hardware is designed? For example, will your partners produce and design more devices that fulfill the role of a tablet and provide the functionality and power of the laptop?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that you get when I love the way you call it the multi-platform OS, but if you think about what that means to us, it means we have Windows 10 running on phones, Windows 10 running on tablets, Windows 10 running on PCs, Windows 10 running on Xbox. It truly is one single platform for all of the form factors. But then when you think about what does that platform has, clearly it has one platform with the universal applications. You can actually write an application that can work across all those platforms. But you also have one store. That's very important. There's one place. You're not split between two stores, between phones and tablets and PCs. You have a single store and then a single cloud. And so, when you have, one platform, one store, one cloud, it's great for both developers but also for users. So you get that consistency of experience. You may want to take your data or your experiences across those assets. And when we think about the world, we think about this mobile-first, cloud-first world, where we're actually talking about the mobility of the individual. And so you're mobile and the experiences in your life are mobile, not just the device. And one platform really enables you to have that. Everything that's important to you in your life in that context. Now that context could be, you playing a game, a casual game on your phone. It could be you wanting to take data from your tablet where you've written notes to your PC in the office, and that really brings it all together. And that one platform means developers can build their applications to that single platform, but also you can use those experiences in your life across that single platform.
The other question is about the hardware market. The sales of the tablets are, decreasing year on year, and probably nothing will change that matter in the near future. But on the other hand, the two-in-one devices are very quickly gaining popularity. And my question is, will Microsoft follow this trend, or will you guys rather try to, reinvent the tablet once again, boost its popularity? And in your opinion, can tablets and two-in-one devices coexist on the same market? What's the future for both of those categories?
What I would say is, I do think the mix of, these devices that have both PC and tablet functionality, the two-in-ones, that will continue that way. In fact, I think if you look at that total market, we maybe see 70% growth. And so when you think about the PC market and all of its dynamics, we see growth in the two-in-ones, we see growth in all-in-ones, and we see growth in gaming. All three of those categories are very Windows differentiated, and Windows is one of the kind of core growth engines. In fact, I would go so far to say one of the things that was very humbling about the success in two-in-ones, because really it was the Windows platform that created the ability to have touch and type or consume and create, lots of different ways people have called that. And the two-in-one really did bring those two devices together, which is why actually if you're looking at tablet functionality and you want to get stuff done, or you just want to be able to type and have more of a PC experience, you can get it with a Windows two-in-one, and you're not forced to choose between a different operating system and a different cloud. You can actually get it all in Windows. So I think, to answer your question directly, we will continue to see a growth of these two-in-one form factors. In fact, modern experiences, which is what people expect from a PC, most people expect now to be able to zoom in on things they care about on their screen, go through the page. More and more people want to be able to just write on their screen. A lot of people want to be able to mark up on the internet, actually cut and paste and edit on the internet. These are all things you can do with modern devices, and the two-in-one is the perfect form factor for that. So I think, yes, I think the total percentage of pure tablets or pure slates will shrink, and we've seen that very dramatic in the last years with the shrinking of the iPad and the Android tablets. I think the number of PCs that have that touch and type functionality will increase. I think it will actually increase within the PC segment, the pure kind of notebook segment, as well as in the tablet segment. So I think we'll see it grow into both PC and tablet. And these modern experiences that we will just want in our daily lives will become much more frequent. And two-in-one is the best form factor to experience tablet only in a detachable or a convertible, as well as the ability to write in the same way we would a pen and paper.
Yeah. So it looks like the two-in-one devices are the future of the technology, but so is the cloud computing. We all know that Microsoft is betting big on this technology for many years now, but to make it even more viable, more popular, you need to work with the others. And my question is, how does your cooperation with OEMs support Microsoft's cloud-first strategy? Where is it best represented, and how close do you work with your OEMs anyway, not only in that field, but overall?
I don't see it as, device or cloud. I actually see it as both. And cloud enables you to do incredible things on your device. A good example would be, take either of these devices here, take the Kruger and Matt's, this Ultrabook here, or, take the HP Elite X2. Both of those devices, you can sit there and have a really good real-time video conference with somebody with the great microphone technology on those devices, so it hears you very clearly. And you could even, so that's just where a device plus the power of the cloud in a very simple scenario that we take for granted. Now imagine that scenario, real-time translation. I could sit there on my device in my next stop tomorrow in Russia, and I could sit there and start using some of the real-time translation tools to speak to you in Polish, for example. This is a question of, you need a very good device with that great sound capture and sound output capability, leveraging the power of the cloud in a very seamless, easy to use experience. So I actually think, and that's just one example of device plus cloud. Another is, I may take notes on a tablet in a meeting room, and I want to then move to another room and see my notes, or maybe I'm just between meetings, I want to see my notes on my screen. That's another case where the cloud is enabling my devices to do things that it couldn't do before. In a more kind of commercial scenario, if we take what the cloud can bring to the physical traditional server market, where many of our PC OEMs actually work, you could buy a terabyte of physical server, for example, and when you get that physical terabyte of server delivered to you, you could get a terabyte of Azure backup for that device. Again, it's a terabyte of server where the OEM is able to attach a cloud service, present unique value to the customer, and make money as well. So there's a commercial opportunity of these cloud experiences in both selling that service to the customer, and that service could simply be an Office 365 service, or Azure on the storage on a device or on a server, or the experience could be the OEMs build their own services on top of the cloud. In addition with that, the OEMs are able to monetize these new device capabilities that leverage the power of the cloud. So, you know, these great microphones that leverage video conferencing or real-time translation, the ability to, you know, store large amounts of images or data from the devices. Good example is the IoT scenarios where we're working with our OEMs and they're able to build devices and hubs and connectors that leverage whole business ecosystems because of the power of the cloud. Again, another example, and I don't want to give you too long an answer, but digital signage. A lot of our OEMs build digital signs, you know, big signs that are used. A lot of those signs are actually managed and serviced and secured by cloud services. So if you put a lot of these digital signs, let's say in a public place, you can actually put data on those signs and manage it because you don't want anyone hacking your digital signage through secure Windows operating systems across the cloud, managing all of these signs because these aren't devices that are managed on a daily basis. They're in airports and public places. And so there's a lot of business opportunity with cloud plus device. It's definitely not a part, and actually the value of the cloud comes from devices designed to take advantage of all that cloud capability.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point of view. And while we are speaking of cooperation between Microsoft and the OEMs, I also need to ask about the Computex 2016. The trade show is starting in next couple of days. So can you guys unveil a little what are you going to show, you and your partners are going to show in Taipei? Should we expect any big announcements?
What I would suggest is, the answer is it'll be a very exciting show. In fact, I fly straight from Europe to Computex in Taiwan. I would say make sure you watch the broadcast. The answer is yes, we will show some more of Windows 10, but really just kind of reinforcing the features and the growth areas and how our partners can build businesses. And then we'll show a little bit of a future glimpse of some of the other areas of collaboration and some things that we'll add to the Microsoft OEM hardware ecosystem opportunity. So I'm not going to say any more, but you know, tune in and maybe we can get on the phone the night before and I'll give you a few of the hints.
Okay. That's great. Okay, and I've got one more question about the hardware. Not so long ago, Microsoft has released its first premium notebook, first premium laptop, Microsoft Surface. How do you think that, or in other words, do you think that it has somehow affected the design and the specs of other devices on the market?
You know, one of the things that we really like about what Surface has done to the all-up, you know, category or ecosystem is it really proved this concept of two-in-one, particularly in the detachable space. And so I think when, you know, Microsoft, particularly with our brand and our marketing, gets together and we make a very clear premium experience with no compromising, whether it's the ink or the touch and the type with the accessories, you know, it really does inspire the minds of, you know, everyone in the hardware ecosystem, but also customers as well as the channel partners. And by doing it ourselves and taking the lead and going ahead in a market where there wasn't anything like it, we've actually created a category, but also created the behaviors of both the channel as well as our customers in expecting this kind of two-in-one devices. So actually it's been very helpful to, you know, establish the very premium, the no compromise experience that, you know, we learn as a hardware ecosystem now with our third-party partners from all of it. And because it carries the Microsoft brand, when we actually do the Surface product, it raises the awareness of everyone that has a Windows 2-in-1. So it's a very good halo or hero product that actually helps the whole category.
And the very last question, it's going to be about something that personally excites me the most. To be honest, it's going to be about gaming. The Microsoft is investing hard in bringing Windows 10 and Xbox One close to each other, and the integration so far is going very well, but I'm quite sure that there is much more to come. And one of the crucial features is the cross-buy option. The lack of this feature so far scares a lot of potential customers who are simply not willing to pay twice for the same product. And a couple of months ago, in February, if I'm not mistaken, you promised that this will change soon, but without any further explanation. So can you share some new additional details about it, and what else can we expect from the Microsoft for gamers in the nearest future?
Let me start off, because there's a few questions in that question. I'll start off by telling you what some of the customers say to us and some of the growth we've seen in gaming, and what some of the customers say to us about Xbox PC. Then I'm going to ask you a bit more of a question about the cross-buy, because I'm not sure I understand it, and then we can kind of finish on, gaming, all that. There was three big things that we put in Windows 10 for gaming, almost four. The first is the ability to actually stream your Xbox gaming to your PC. So if someone's playing Xbox on the TV and somebody else, a friend of mine or my wife wants to watch something else on TV, then I can stream that Xbox game from the console straight to my PC. The other thing is my gamer achievements can sit on my Xbox account on my PC as well as on my Xbox. Another feature that I love is the ability to record gameplay on my PC on my Xbox. So if I then post it to Twitch or something like that of one of my kind of epic sessions, and I can kind of put it there. Then the last bit, which is kind of the fourth, what we're beginning to see traction, is where we're actually doing what we call cross-plat gaming, which is where we will launch titles, game titles, simultaneously for Xbox and PC. And so your ability to play your friends who are PC gamers and your ability to play Xbox, is a great feature that we love. So those are the kind of things that people love. Now, give me a bit more about what your question was on cross-buy.
The cross-buy option. For example, not so long ago you released the Quantum Break and the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was previously also available on the Xbox One, but if we wanted to play on the PC, we had to pay one more time for this game. And it is supposed to be changed in the future. I promised this a couple of months ago, and it will come sometime in the future, but the question is, when can we expect any details, any news about this topic?
Got it. Now I understand the question, and I'm afraid I don't have any answers for you on the question right now, but I know why you're interested, but I don't have any information on the cross-buy.
Okay, so I guess that's basically everything I had, Nick. Thank you very much for your time, for this conversation. Hopefully you did enjoy this as much as I did. I'll wish you all the best, and everyone at Microsoft all the best in the coming weeks and months. And yeah, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lucas. Thank you.